Well. Welcome back. Those of you who actually came back. Holy heck. Welcome to the Mega Meeple, the first episode proper of this podcast. And I want to thank, there was 20, I looked at the little short introduction podcast that I did last week. And it was listened to and downloaded 24 times. Holy heck, thank you. That's 23 more than what I expected. So let's see if we could get 25 this week. See, you gotta aim low, and that way I won't get disappointed. I'll be pleasantly surprised. So anyway, this is Tom, your host. Welcome to the Mega Meeple. And today I thought we'd just talk about some of the games that I've been playing, just started playing and found out about recently. And actually, as this is being recorded today, I received one of the games that I've been looking forward to is Too Many Bones by Chip Theory Games. And if you like dice and you like role-playing games, this is a good marriage between those two. And I got the base game. I got all the expansions to it. The components are really well made. The dice are well made. The cards are glossy. And let me tell you something. The playing cards, just saying, they are very, very slick. Okay, so you gotta be real careful when you handle them, because a friend of mine picked up a stack of cards and they just flew right out of his hand, and he spent the next 5 minutes picking them all up from the floor. My friend was really embarrassed about that. So yeah, just saying. The reference sheets for the players are like gloss on one side and like almost like a textured surface on the other. And the player mats are the real cool things. They're basically neoprene. They're almost like a mouse pad, but a lot thicker. And they have squares cut out of them, in which you insert these dice to denote certain strengths, denote different skill levels that you've obtained. And then based on the level of your skills and the abilities that you've learned and acquired, you're able to roll a certain amount of dice with both attack and defense. And the way they do battle, too, is pretty interesting. They have a battle mat that is certain spaces are for the ranged attacks, and certain spaces are for melee attacks. And you're basically doing this tap dance, almost like a chessboard, of between your gearlocks, which is what you play in the game, and then the baddies. And you basically you're going through these different encounters, and you have to get so many points by finishing these encounters within a certain amount of time of days. And you have to be able to reach the main boss or the main baddie and kill and destroy him before the time is up. One is called Element, in which each player, it's 2 to 4 players, and each player has a sage. And what you're doing is you're using the 4 elements, land, water, wind, and fire, to basically block in and isolate your opponent. But the cool thing is with a 3 and 4 player game, your target is the player to your right. So if you inadvertently block in like the person to your left, then whoever was targeting that person, they win. And you're using one of the 4 elements, like fire. One of the neat things about fire is that it spreads. So when you put down two fire elements right next to each other, you can put down a third one for free. Then the water element flows and moves like a river. So when you have so many tokens of water element placed on the board, you could actually move that line across different spaces on the board. The element of earth is used, you could stack on top of one another to make mountains, and that basically makes an impenetrable wall that cannot be crossed or destroyed. Then when you play the element of wind, that enables a sage to be able to move from one spot, one space on the board to another space. And in essence, they're riding the wind over to their location. This weekend is National Tabletop Day. So what are you guys playing for Tabletop Day? And how long are you going to be gaming? Are you going to spend the whole weekend gaming? One of my local game stores is having a 33-hour marathon for an International Tabletop Day. It's going to start, they open at 3 on Friday, and it'll start at then, and it's going to go all night Friday, all morning, all day Saturday, all night Saturday, until they close at midnight on Saturday. So they're going to have a 33-hour gaming marathon for International Tabletop Day. Now, this episode, I'd like to discuss a topic that I posted a short blurb blog on the website, themegameeple.com, about don't mess with our childhood. And I want to talk about these two games specifically, the Stop Thief and the Seventh Guest. Now, usually, I don't know, when Hollywood does like a reboot or a reimagining of a movie, a lot of times it's not very good. It's not as good as the original, okay? Like one of the movies right off the top of my head is The Shining. The Shining, the original, was a classic. And then when they remade it, at least in my opinion, it sucked. How many times have they rebooted Spider-Man, for crying out loud? And then I heard not too long ago that they were going to make a reboot of The Crow. I mean, if that's one movie that you don't want to mess with and screw with, and that's The Crow. I mean, that was Brandon Lee's last movie before he died. Tragic accident during the course of filming that movie. You know, he there's a freak accident on set, and he died as a result. If they want to remake that movie, leave the movie alone. I know there are some places that I've gone on vacation, and sometimes I think, well, maybe it'd be nice to go back there on vacation. It's like, if I go back, if I go back to Ireland and try to go vacation there again, it's not going to be the same as the first time. The first time is always special. I don't want to risk going to Ireland again and it being not as good as my first one, or not living up to the expectations. Now, some people may say, well, you shouldn't have any expectations. Well, that's good luck with that. Let me know how that works out for you, because it's pretty damn near impossible to not have expectations. I mean, think about music. Okay, when you buy a Metallica album, you have a certain expectation of what that music's going to be like. You don't expect to buy a Marilyn Manson album and put it on your CD player, and all of a sudden a bunch of country crap come out of your speakers, okay? You have a certain expectation of what that artist or what that album's going to be based on previous experience, based on their previous albums. So it's hard to go into anything that you have a history with, or any kind of memories that you have, without some percentage of expectation of what it's going to be like, because you've experienced it before. So getting back to Stop Thief and the Seventh Guest. Stop Thief just recently finished Kickstarter. It funded, and I believe at the time of this recording, Seventh Guest is still. I think they still have about 2 or 3 more weeks left to go on their Kickstarter. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did back both of those games. But I remember back in high school, my high school buddy, his parents got me the Stop Thief game for Christmas. And I remember we played the hell out of that game. That game was a lot of fun. In fact, a lot of the modern board games today, like Letters from Whitechapel, Last Friday, Fury of Dracula, those type of games, I played those and it's like, oh, this is just like Stop Thief. And when I heard they were going to bring it back and kind of revitalize it and reboot it for modern technology and modern gameplay, there was a part of me that was very excited. Yes, I love that game. And then there's another part of me that thinks they better not screw it up. I am not going to be a happy puppy, okay? So, and then I heard one of the people that was involved in bringing Stop Thief back, and that was Rob Davio. And I quinched even more because, at least from my perspective, you're only as good as your last game. A lot of actors, they're only as good as the last movie that they made. And if they make 1 or 2 bad movies in a row, their career is in a toilet. Same with musicians. You're only as good as your last album, everybody. And again, going back to that expectation thing. People are judging it's good. It's really good to come out with one really good hit, that one hit wonder, or that one really good Grammy-winning album. But when you come up with your sophomore album, it's going to be judged a little bit more harsher because, again, back to that expectation. People expect a certain thing from you because you've delivered it already. Well, with Rob Davio, the last game that he came out with was Seafall. And I don't know if you've seen some of the reviews on Seafall, but I remember watching the Dice Tower. My God, well, go back and watch that. None of those guys liked the game. I mean, Sam Healy, poor Sam, he looked like he was ready to spit nails. He was so pissed. I know one YouTube reviewer, he was even asking his followers and his viewers to please contact me and I will send you this game. I want this game off of my shelf. He's like, I will even pay you for me to send this game to you because I want it out of my house. They hated it so much. And yes, it sold a lot, but that's one of those games that sold strictly on the hype. People believed the hype, they bought the game outright, and then that buyer's remorse set in. And they finally got to play it, and it was like, you know what? This is just not living up to it. So, since that was the last game that Rob Davio did, and now he's doing Stop Thief, I'm thinking to myself, please don't Seafall this game. All right? It's a fantastic game. I have a lot of fun memories of my past, my childhood growing up playing this game with friends and family and everything. Don't Seafall it, all right? Do a good job, please. As people who grew up in the 70s and 80s, we beseech you, Rob, do a good job with this game. And at least by the Kickstarter, it looks like it's going to be a good one. But understand, too, the videos that they make for Kickstarters is a marketing tool. They're supposed to make it look good. It's like fast food restaurants, all right? You look at the ad and the posters at McDonald's of these hamburgers that are being, it looks so great, and then you get your hamburger, it's like, what's... Do I have high hopes for this game? Yes, but they're a bit tempered. Hesitancy of wanting to expect too much just because of okay, again, back to the expectations. Now, Rob Davio has done a lot of good games, but the last game he did, I'm not the only one who disliked the game. There's a lot of people who are paid to review games and they hated it. Same with Seventh Guest. I remember playing that game on a PC way back when, and I also enjoyed that game. It was if you liked a good puzzle-solving game, that was great. That and Myst was another good, really puzzle-heavy PC game. So now they're making that into a board game. And I think it doesn't stop there, because I read somewhere not too long ago that they're bringing Fallout to the board game. They're making a board game of the video game Fallout. So again, it's one of those things of like, okay, do we take the enjoyment and the fond memories of playing these things, the original versions? Do we expect the board game to be the same? Now, I understand that there are certain aspects of a video game that you cannot bring or translate well into a board game. That's why games like Bloodborne was such a surprise to me, because they actually took an aspect or a certain nugget from the video game, and they translated it successfully to a board game, and it's equally as fun. That's what I'm hoping that these games are, that they're able to take at least something, some little nugget, some little aspect of the original game and translate it well into a board game. So it's not like an entirely new fitting, or they don't take like certain tabletop mechanisms that just slap the name on it. Okay, so that's my little soapbox. What do you guys think? Contact us on Twitter, email us, contact us through the website. In fact, if you go to the website, www.themegameeple, and go to our social media page, there'll be links to all the different social media sites that you can contact us. There's YouTube, there's Twitter, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, email, all that kind of stuff. You can even leave a comment there on the website and for the feedback, and I'll get notification of that. So chime in. What do you think? How do you deal with the expectations of an old game being reformatted and rebooted for modern board games? How do you approach those? Do you have high expectations of them? Do you have low expectations of them? What game from your past would you like to see revitalized and made into a board game? And why? Share your comments and your experiences with us on the website, or like I said, any of the social media sites that we have linked to. And your comments may be featured on our next episode. So thank you for listening to this podcast and downloading it. Please make sure to go to the website, www.themegameeple, and go to our social media page, and there'll be links to all the places you could visit us and communicate with us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. And be sure to go to iTunes and subscribe to the podcast, and to give us a good review and a 5-star review and rating and all that stuff, because that really helps as well. So thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week at the gaming table.